These 3 books absolutely changed my life and ended up leading to bigger financial success and also just improving my life overall in general and other ways of measuring success. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop into the top 3, I can't even count, top 3 books that I think changed my life for the better, and I think you guys should go pick up. I also have this giant stack behind me. These are going to be some honorable mentions I'll mention at the end of the video if you guys are interested in those as well. These are all available, I got hair on my mic, on Amazon if you guys are interested in going and picking them up. Super easy because everyone has Amazon nowadays and everyone has Prime. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's just hop right into it. I don't want to waste your time. Number 1 on this list, this is a big one. People love passive income, so I searched on Amazon passive income books. So we have Passive Income Freedom by Gundi Gabriel. I think that's how you say that name. So go step by step from complete beginner to $5,000 to $10,000 a month in the next 6 months. What I love about this book is it's a great summary. It's not the most like practical book, as in like it walks you through like specific ways of earning passive income. It's more of like a general overarching explanation of like all the different ways you can do it. It doesn't really dive too deep into one topic. Maybe like every chapter is a different topic, but the thing is there's like a lot of chapters in this book, and if I just go to the table of contents right here, I can list out some of the ones they have listed. So how many is in this book? It's 23. So obviously with 23 business ideas, you can't dive too deep into every single idea in one single book. You would have to write like one book about one idea. That's the amount of depth you would have to go into, like for people to actually like utilize it. And this book's roughly like 300 pages. So 300 pages divided by like 23 different topics, you're not going to be able to go too much in depth. But what I liked about it was a good like overview of all the different ways you can do it. And there was definitely a lot in here that surprised me that I've never heard of. Definitely like more than I've seen on YouTube and when I've done my research on passive income. Some of the ones in here, like for example, like you have your standard ones like affiliate marketing, like YouTube, ad revenue, that sort of thing. And also, I don't know if they talk about the stock market in here. Not that I remember. Like I've mentioned passive income on this channel, but we have some that's like related to Instagram and creating software, and also like a Shopify store, I believe. Merchandise on Amazon. I have heard of that before, but I haven't actually seen it in a book. Creating videos for other people. Freelancing, Fiverr, and a bunch of others basically, but I don't believe Airbnb arbitrage. That's another one that was pretty interesting, but I read this book a while back, so I'm not too familiar with like every single idea mentioned in here, but I liked the book. It was a good summary. I'd recommend going to pick this up. All these books here are relatively inexpensive, so there's no reason why you guys can't go pick them up. Like they're all like definitely like around or less than or equal to roughly $20 US. So the impact it has on you definitely outweighs, or the benefit of actually reading this definitely outweighs the like dollar amount you pay for some of these books. I would never recommend a book that I was paid to advertise or market. No one paid me to do this. I just highly recommend these books. Go pick them up. This is a bestseller, I believe. I feel like all these are like New York Times bestsellers. Like I feel like everyone just advertises that. Number 2 on this list is Crushing It by Garyvee. I talk about Garyvee all the time on this channel, on Life Made Easy on my previous channel, and as well on my podcast. Go check it out. We did a whole podcast about Garyvee at Unwrapping Success. Scott, insert said podcast picture like right here in the editing. Crushing It by Garyvee. So what I love, okay, so let me just read the title. How great entrepreneurs build their business and influence, and how you can too. Great yellow design. We have Garyvee right on the front cover right there, looking like an absolute stud. So what I love about this, and then he is a New York Times bestseller, I believe. Yeah, it is. Even though he doesn't even like to write. I don't know if you guys know that. He doesn't read or write. And yet he has a New York Times bestseller. Like, how crazy is that? That doesn't even make sense. But what I love about this book is it's business and motivation at the same time. And those are two of my, like, probably 2 most favorite topics I like reading about. So what he does is he, like, talks about creating, like, an online business, basically, like, gaining followers, utilizing the, like, major platforms on the internet. So it's a little outdated, slightly. So TikTok is not mentioned in here, and I don't believe LinkedIn is. I can't remember if he mentions LinkedIn or not, but he says at the end of the book like that he didn't get time to write about TikTok or LinkedIn because those were like emerging at the time of him writing that book. So like he mentions the major ones on the front. So it's like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. What is that music symbol? Is it Musical.ly potentially? Oh no, it's podcasting. And then YouTube at the end. So he goes into depth on literally every single big like social media platform and tells you exactly step by step how you can utilize that platform in order to create a successful online business. For me, the most impactful one was obviously YouTube, since I do YouTube. You're watching this YouTube video. Obviously, I like YouTube and I watch it all the time. I consume a lot of YouTube content for educational purposes and entertainment purposes. But Garyvee, I love the motivation in here. He's kind of like a no BS kind of guy. He basically says like he's a quantity over quality guy, because he says quality is judged by the market itself. So quality is subjective. Quantity is something you can control. Basically, you can't really control like how people react to your stuff. So he says go in depth or go hard into each platform, like upload as much content as possible. If TikTok was included in this, he'd probably just say upload like 17 to 20,000 like TikToks every day, and you'll be famous and you'll have an online business and people will like send you flowers or roses, whatever they do in TikTok live streaming. Okay, put that to the side. Subtle art of not giving an F. I'm not going to swear because I want this to be monetized, especially when I get monetized on this channel. Mark Manson, he is the like we did a podcast about Mark Manson as well at Unwrapping Success over here. Guy is like so like I love the style of his writing just because this is how I think and how I would speak if I wrote a book. It's not like fluffy language or anything. He gets right to the point. He swears like a gazillion times in this book. This is a New York Times bestseller as well. He's the kind of person that is like how do you say this? Anti self-help. He basically says like self-help is like super flawed, and basically a lot of people don't utilize like self-help tips, and they kind of just like read it and don't actually like take any action. So it's a complete waste. Self-help is only good for the people who are actually have a foundation in their life and are grounded and are able to grow from there. But yeah, he talks about emotions in this book, how you should just like ignore your emotions if they try to like overpower you. And he basically says like how you should allocate your attention. Basically, you should allocate it to the things that really matter in life and not allocate it to things that don't really matter in life. And he mentions like a bunch of examples for things that don't really matter and you shouldn't really pay too much attention to because it's not worth your time. But Mark Manson, shout out to him. He's a great author. And he's written several other books that are super, super entertaining. So let's go through the honorable mentions list. Lifestyle Blueprint by Dave Parata. I like this one because this is good practical advice on how you can like improve yourself in a variety of different aspects. I think like money, it's like relationships, social circle, and also wealth. Those are the three biggest ones. Unlimited memory. This is great if you want to like help improve your memory, obviously, and help remember things. Great for taking exams. I'll teach you to be rich. I'm currently reading this one. I'm almost done. I only have like, I don't know, like 60, 70 pages left. But great book on how to build wealth. Actual practical advice, which I like. That's what I like in a book. And then here's some of the books I haven't read yet, but I highly recommend just because I heard other people recommend them. Atomic Habits. I can't even speak. How to Build Good Habits. Elon Musk's biography. The 10-Day NBA. Basically, learn business skills without going to college. Although I do recommend going to college. I won't say like that's a substitute for not going to college. And then this one's super cool. 1144. That's a random number. Random, interesting, and fun facts you need to know. The Knowledge Encyclopedia to win trivia. I hate losing at trivia, so I was like, I want a book where I can like overall improve my general knowledge of like everything. So like there's topics in here that are science, economics, human anatomy, space, animal species, and much more. Let me just read you one right here as a tidbit. I don't know, like as a bonus. On Good Friday in 1930, the BBC announced there was no news, followed by piano music. I didn't know that, but like that's super interesting. I don't know how you have a new... That's crazy. They had a day where they're just like, there's nothing going on. That makes no sense. I don't know how nothing can go on in a single day. Like everything, something has to happen. But that's super interesting, guys. If you enjoyed this video, I'm not even going to say it. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, Scott Tyler. Peace out.